Hi judges, I'm Leslie Allen. I'm the director of the Canyon School District Science and Engineering Fair. We want to thank you for volunteering to judge our Canyon School District Online Science Fair this school year. It's going to be a bit of a different experience for those of you who have judged with us before. We normally do this process live and in person, but due to COVID, we have been asked by the regional fair to use this online tool this year to do virtual judging, and this will be the same tool that students who advance from our fair to the regional fair will use. So we're getting used to a new system. It's fairly new. It's developed by some designers here in Utah. There are a few things that they're tweaking for us, hopefully by Monday. I don't have all the answers just yet, but I think that I can work us through today what your judging screens will look like and what this experience will sort of be on Monday evening. So the first thing that you'll want to do is log in to our Canyons Online School Science Fair website. The web address is in the email that you received. So log in. Once you're there, on the night of the fair, you'll go to this tab, Online Judging, and you'll see the assignments that you have been given for that evening. You'll notice that I have 4 assignments that I'm going to be judging. We have a very small fair this year. It's not very typical of a normal year. We had a lot of students choose not to participate this year because of COVID. And you'll notice that they are by appointment. So you will have no more than 4 appointments. Your appointments range anywhere from 4 p.m. to about 5:10, I think is the last appointment time. And you'll be able to see those. Currently, I have those judging assignments in, but they probably most likely will change and be updated on Monday. You'll notice over here, these numbers tell us a couple of things. First of all, EL stands for Elementary Division. Elementary Division students are 5th and 6th grade students. And this SR stands for Senior Division. And then we also have a JR, which is not shown here, which is Junior Division. So EL, Elementary Division, 5th and 6th grade students. Junior Division is 7th, 8th, and 9th grade students. And Senior Division is 10th grade through 12th grade students. And so that's how they are judged at the regional fair, which is why we judge them in those categories at our fair as well. So on the night of judging, you'll log in. You'll see that at 4 o'clock you have an engineering project or a physics project, etc. So these are kind of the categories, and I can send you a link to those categories as well, so you know what you're looking for. You'll notice that we've given 14 minutes between each interview, so we figured that that would allow you a 10-minute interview time with the student as well as a 4-minute buffer before you needed to log on to your next phone call. So in order to make this work, you click on this, and you'll notice that there are a few things here. So this button is where you'll enter your judging interview room, and it will essentially be a Zoom-like phone call where 2 other judges will join you as well as the student. So essentially, a project will just be judged at one time interval with 3 different judges at the same time. So before we go there, I want to just show you a couple things. For each of the students that you'll be judging, you'll be able to see their project abstract, and you'll also be able to see their project presentation slides. So they will be able to go through those with you and talk those through. This essentially is what their display board would have been, but since we don't have a live in-person fair and they don't have their display boards, this is what you'll see instead, and they'll walk you through that. You can see here Monday morning when the judging assignments have been finalized, you could download these so you could have them open during your judging interviews. Again, you'll have 4 projects that you will be looking at. So the students will have both of those pieces ready for you by Monday morning. Once you start talking with a student, and once you're finished talking with that student, this is the judging rubric that you'll be using with the students. 1 will be the lowest score, and 4 will be the highest score for each one of these areas. For some reason, it's a little backwards, so I'm going to see if I can fix that before Monday. So as we start through the scientific method, we start with our objectives and hypothesis. So As you're judging your students, just keep in mind which division they're in, if they're in elementary, junior, or senior division. And is that project really appropriate for that grade level? So, for instance, we wouldn't expect to see a simple chemistry experiment from a senior division student. So just pay attention to that. We want to make sure that they're clearly stated and well-written objectives and hypothesis for the students, so they actually are able to test something. It's not a demonstration of something like creating a volcano, but it actually is something that can be tested, that they have a creative approach to that, it is testable, and that there is an actual hypothesis to go along with it. So you can choose your scores and select the scores that you want to give the student. Then going to the next piece, we want to make sure that they were able to collect their data and interpret their data in an appropriate manner, that they understand the research findings, and that they understand the background information that they researched. Again, keep in mind when you're looking at graphs and statistical data, the grade level that these students are coming from. So for elementary division students, finding the average might be the highest statistical analysis that they need. For a middle school student, we might expect them to find the mean, the median, the mode, the average, etc., look at any outliers. And for our senior division kids, oftentimes they will actually run true statistical analysis, and that is appropriate for them, especially if they've been working with a professor at a university. So we'll give them a score for those pieces. When they're doing their discussion and conclusion, we want to make sure that they are looking at, they're making a judgment based on enough data and how complete their work is. So, and also that they understand their project. You can tell that they had a large role in it, that somebody didn't do it for them. It's okay for adults to help students with projects as long as the students also understand the project in fullness. One part that students often have a hard time with is a sample size being sufficient. So oftentimes we see projects like, I'm growing plants and I'm growing them with different types of music to see if that changes their growth. And they'll grow 3 plants and put one with rock music and one with classical and etc. And they'll just have 3 plants and expect to find enough data. Or they'll do a behavioral analysis where they'll look at if people want to eat blue food or a different color of food, or if they can taste test something that's a different color. And those sorts of things require very large sample sizes in order for our data to be considered valid. So just keep that in mind, especially with senior division students, they need large sample sizes. That would be appropriate. For elementary division as well, they're the ones that oftentimes don't have sample sizes that are sufficient. They'll run the test 3 times and call it good. So just make sure that depending on the type of test they're running, that sample size actually is sufficient. If we're looking at humans, if we're looking at plants, we should have large sample sizes. If they're shooting basketball 10 times and finding the mean of something, just determine if that would be valid or not. And then again, looking at the statistical tests that run and was the experiment appropriate. So these feel a little out of order to me. I'm going to try and go in and reorder those, but those are the pieces that you're going to look for in the rubric. So you can easily just fill out the rubric here. You just click on those. You'll enter the judging room, so you have these pieces with you and available. You'll enter the judging room and you'll notice that it's a Zoom-like call. And you'll wait for the other judges to arrive into the room with you, as well as the student, who in this case is Mr. Montgomery. And you can see that as you're in the room, there is a camera feature, a mute feature, a hang up feature, and that you also are able to see the slides, etc., that go along with the student's presentation. Now, the student will not be able to show you their screen. So as you're looking through here, they'll have to just kind of tell you on slide number 1, this is my title slide. On slide number 2, this is my overview and abstract. So they'll kind of have to just work through with you because they will not be able to present their screen. So you will just be able to see them. And again, all those pieces are there. So now that we've talked to the student, we can hang up this phone call. We've clicked on the rubric. We can click Submit Score. Yes, we want to submit the score. And now when you click on here, you'll notice that it's green, meaning that this has been judged. There's a score there from you, and that appointment time has been met. So next, you'll go on to your next appointment, and you'll follow a similar procedure for the rest of your projects. So I hope that will be helpful for you. I hope that we don't have any bugs and that our fair runs smoothly on Monday evening. So I look forward to seeing you all on Monday evening. I will be available. My cell phone number is in the email to you. So make sure that you have that at your ready just in case there are certain issues. But we do look forward to seeing you and having you available with us at the Science Fair. We're excited. The students are excited to present their projects to you. And it is kind of exciting to do this in a whole new method. So thank you for your participation and support. We really appreciate you and could not do this without you. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. That's what we're here for. Have a wonderful day.